The Ring Fanatics podcast, episode number 152. I'm Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co host, Joel. As always, as we start each episode, go subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on all of our social medias Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, literally anywhere else, including the audio streaming platforms wherever you listen to the audio versions of your podcast. Go follow us there, give us a 5-star review, so on and so forth. This Sunday is AEW Revolution. Today we're doing predictions for that. As always, we're gonna go matchup by matchup, each match on the card, giving our thoughts and predictions of who we think is gonna win. Joel, how excited about you are you about the pay per view? Is Sting's last match? Everything else happening. How excited are you about the pay per view? You're on mute. You're on mute.
I don't know. Do you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah,
I don't hear you at all. I'm excited for this pay per view. I think it's gonna be a fun pay per view. Of course, not all the matches are up to par, but that's like every pay per view.
yeah.
But I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Me too. It's gonna be a great one. Sting's last match, as I said. That's gonna be a special
Question:
night for him. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Is that the main event?
I feel like that would make sense.
Yeah, I
It
think
would
so
make
too.
sense to give him that one. I don't think I have him in the slideshow as the last match, but I think I just put it in random orders.
Yeah,
Um, but like I think it deserves to be a last match. I mean,
I
they
think
they've
so too.
built they've built this pay per view around him, and then this being his last match, so it makes sense. It's in Greensboro Coliseum. They did this on purpose. It would be stupid for them not to. It main evented. It closed out Dynamite. So if it closed out Dynamite the week of,
Exactly.
that should be the
Makes
sign telling
sense.
you that this is the main event for
Yep.
the pay per view. Would people be staying up to watch it? Most likely. I know AEW pay per views stay up till like 12 o'clock in the morning, but I
Yeah.
think people will stay up for that. It would
It's
be worth it.
Sting, man. Come on, it's
Yeah,
Sting's last
it's
match.
Sting. Exactly, be all worth it at the end. So
Exactly.
it makes sense for this one. But yeah, I think that would be the main event. Do you think it's going to be the main event?
I think so. I think it deserves to be the main event. I think
Yeah,
with all the hype and the way the storyline has been built and the way they're building up the Bucks, I think this deserves the main event.
yeah.
No, like
Not
no
gonna anything
shitting on
else.
the not
Yeah,
knocking the belt or anything, because I'm a big believer on the belt should close the show. But
yeah.
this is one of those shows that it's not really about the belt for this show.
Exactly.
You know what I
That
mean? I feel like this
exactly.
this show was made for Sting. Like not like made for Sting, but like everything building it being in
Building
the
up to it. Yeah,
Greenborough's Coliseum, them announcing his last match was gonna be at Revolution. You know what I mean? So everything points for this to be the main event, and it makes sense.
yeah. I 100% agree with that. But yeah, we will talk more about that as we go on with the predictions, and
Yes,
let's just
sir.
get right into it. First match on the card for the AEW International Championship, we have Orange Cassidy defending his belts against Undisputed Kingdom's Roderick Strong. What are your thoughts on this one, and who do you have winning duel?
I like the little build up they have for it. Love Orange Cassidy's run right now. He's been doing a good job. I know I've given him shit in the past, but he's been doing a good
Yeah.
job with this run. But I think it's time. It's time for him
Hmm.
to lose that belt. I think he's going home with Roddy. I
Yeah.
think
I mean,
he's getting that W.
I have Roderick Strong too. I feel like it would be stupid for AEW to not or Tony Khan to not give Roderick Strong the belt now. Um, you know, people could say like, yeah, the Undisputed Kingdom may not have been booked well as of late, but you have uh the Kingdom, Taven and Bennett when they were on Honor tag belts. It'd be soon enough if they just give Roger Strong the belt now and build up this fashion even stronger than what it is. It'd be cool to see every single one of them holding a title at some point.
Yeah,
Um, I think they need to have that happen now. Um, I think no offense to Orange Cassidy, I love Cassidy, but I think having him beat Roderick Strong on his pay per view would be a stupid decision.
yeah. I think
Been a fan of his title reign, the first one too, but Roderick Strong needs this one. I think they just need to have this win for Strong to build up the Undisputed Kingdom more importantly. Um,
definitely. I
so
agree with that 100.
I would say
percent
that because I was thinking about it too. I saw like a social media post. I always go back to social media posts, but
Yeah,
um, to where like I feel like so far Undisputed Kingdom's run. I don't want to say it's terrible, terrible, but it's not the best booking I've seen for a strong faction coming in.
yeah. Well, it's also pretty tough because the guy that they were feuding with's injured. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah,
fuck. There's not really much to do with them right now. But I do like that they're doing something with them.
Exactly. It would have
Is
been
it
it would have been dumb to have, sorry, but it would have been dumb to have nobody from that group on this pay-per-view. They have
exactly?
Wardlow and that whole whatever scramble thing they're doing.
Yeah, now they changed
I
it
know
up now
the
because it was
Meat
like the
Madness,
yeah, and
whatever shit
then
is called.
now Jericho's in it. It makes no sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on, but I do like that they're doing something with them on TV. Cole is also injured, so he's there when he can. I do like what they did with Wardlow last week.
the promo
Um,
last week.
I love that promo so much. It made so much sense. The crowd was whack, but shout out to them for booing him and because it kind
Yeah,
of like ramped it up and was like, if you're listening, you're listening. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And he was talking his shit in that promo,
he
and I
was.
loved every second of it. So I feel like they're doing it's a slow build, but again,
Yeah,
they have to wait for Cole and MJF. Two big parts of the storyline, two big people are injured, so it's like
yeah,
kind of tough to like get the ball moving when
exactly,
there's not a lot to do. So right now, this is the biggest storyline going on for the kingdom. But
exactly.
yeah, I agree with you. I think Strong needs to win to kind of get the kingdom a little bit more respect again.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks that everything happened the way it was. Like the whole storyline with the devil, the
But
reveal at World's End.
we're gonna get it again. I think this
Yeah,
summer is gonna be the summer of like MJF versus the kingdom, the undisputed kingdom.
exactly. I hope Adam Cole heals soon because then I
Yeah.
think I think
That's
that
what I'm saying. I
story.
don't want it to rush because I know these guys are
Yeah,
injured and they need to come back 100%. We know when people don't
exactly.
come back 100%, they just bound to get injured again. So please take your time, get healed up. But I can't wait for them to finish up this story.
Yeah, me too.
More
I
for like
just
the excitement because I want to see what they're gonna do.
exactly the whole thing was perfect. But it was just the whole injury stuff just ruined everything, and it was like,
Yeah.
damn, it had to happen now. But um, I just
But
hope when they both come back healthy, it's like they're able to have a long length feud, main event worthy matches.
definitely,
The
yeah,
storyline wise, it could possibly be the main event, but as
yeah,
long as they build it up right. And so I gotta give this match to Roderick Strong, just to give the Undisputed Kingdom a little bit of an edge
yeah,
with this.
most definitely. But like I said, we'll see that story wrap up because getting like off topic, but it looks like Wardlow's gonna be going for the title, and then we'll probably just get Cole and MJF no title, like 1-on-1, maybe at Wembley if they're both safe. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
they're
but
both
then
healed
if
by
if
then.
if Wardlow wins the World Championship, he's got to give it to Adam Cole technically. So
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see
yeah,
if he gives it up. That's the
yeah.
question. Will
That's the
he?
thing about Wardlow too is like when I saw him in the group, I'm like, makes sense storyline wise, but like he just got out of a faction. He
Yeah,
just got out of MJF's corner. He shouldn't be the shadow anymore. He should be the main event guy by
yeah.
himself. So that could also play in, like you said,
Oh,
who knows? Yeah.
yeah,
Will
definitely.
he
And right
actually give it
now,
up?
yeah, and right now with the way that the world title is, there's a lot of moving parts right now. But we'll get into it later. But I see Wardlow down the line. I don't think at Double or Nothing, but I think after. I think this summer is going to be the chase for the belt for him. I think Double
Yeah.
or Nothing, he'll get like a big win, and that's going to put him in like the talk for being in the title picture.
Because what I hate about when they do these type of matches to where all like with the like a number one contender match at a pay per view or something, or a ladder match on a Dynamite. Whoever wins it gets a title shot like immediately, like within the
Immediately,
next two
yeah,
weeks. They gotta build it up. I think the only one that wasn't like that was when MJF won the ladder match the year he
yeah,
became champion. They actually built that up a little bit, and they should continue on doing that. Like they should have something that when whoever wins that scramble, they get something like a briefcase or a chip or whatever. So be like, oh shoot, he's also the winner of that thing. He has a
yeah.
title shot coming up or
That
whenever he
actually
wants.
makes a lot of sense. Something that you brought up that you were like the only person that hasn't done that was MJF,
Yeah,
and it's because they couldn't because of the CM Punk thing. It wasn't because
yeah,
they want. I wonder
yeah.
what would have happened if that never happened. Like, I wonder where he gets that title shot. I wonder if it's like a dynamite or something.
Maybe he does get it still at Full Gear that year. Who knows? Maybe that was the original plan. But then,
Maybe.
because the whole thing with like John Moxley winning at a Grand Slam that year, that kind of delayed it anyways. But I feel like they definitely would have given that a story, not rushed it on a Dynamite. That isn't
Yeah,
a Dynamite worthy match, anyways.
yeah.
So I feel like they would have done it um on Full Gear that year, anyways.
No, yeah,
So
probably.
that probably would have happened. But
But
yeah, I
yeah,
got
oh,
Roderick
Roddy.
Strong.
Yeah, Roddy.
Yeah,
We back
I
on
think that
track,
one's
baby.
given.
Roddy.
Yeah. Next match on the card is for the TNT Championship.
Ooh.
Christian Cage defending his belt against Daniel Garcia. Your thoughts on this match and who do you have winning?
I'm so fucking excited for this match.
Me
I'm
too.
very excited for this match. And I kind of feel they're gonna give it to Garcia, especially with the way that Christian's title reign has gone, and what happened at the last pay per view with him losing it and then regaining it back. Um, I didn't think he should have lost it to Edge, but I get it. You want that moment, him beating Christian, but I think this is somebody that's gonna take off the title and have a good reign with it. I think Garcia actually deserves this. He
Yeah.
deserves this big win. I think he deserves this belt, and he deserves to have a title reign where he's defending this belt. And I think Garcia is one of those guys that they could do something with him, like kind of doing. Remember when Cena won it and started doing the open challenge? I think
Yeah.
they could do that with Garcia because Garcia has that attitude that like I'll fight anybody anywhere, just say what's up. So I think
Yeah. Yeah.
if they do that with him, they don't really need to because people already love him. But I think
Yeah.
to give him even more TV time, because of course he's not. They don't have him talking a lot. So instead of having him talk a lot, just have him do the open challenge every week. I
Yeah.
think that
Have
would
him
be
fight.
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would be dope as hell. And then you could bring in indie guys. You could bring in guys from
Like what when Cody
Collision.
Rhodes did
Oh,
in the beginning of the NT
exactly.
title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be sick.
exactly.
I
Something exactly like that.
I 100% agree with you. I do think that Daniel Garcia does deserve this belt right now. It's
You
his
don't think?
time.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna be
I
like, but I was gonna say, not at this pay per view.
exactly.
Okay.
I don't think it's happening now. I think Christian Cage is going to retain it via a stupid, interference type thing. He's not winning it cleanly.
Oh, of course.
Whether Lucha Kill Switch, Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, I don't know her name, but one of them is definitely going to interfere. I could
Yeah.
also see like an Adam Copeland coming out because we haven't seen him since I think the match he had with Garcia. Maybe he tries to help Garcia, but it ends up backfiring, and then Christian Cage ends up retaining anyways, setting up a
Yeah.
feud between like a heel Daniel Garcia versus a babyface Adam Copeland, or vice versa. But my gut instinct is telling me that Christian Cage is definitely like winning via a screwy finish, and it's gonna get a lot of people mad. But I think that's how it's gonna end up. I want
Um.
Garcia to win it, but eventually down the line he will.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if Christian won. I wouldn't be mad if Garcia if they held off till Double or Nothing, a bigger pay per view.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be mad at that. I could see it going that way now that you mention it, but just to be different, I'm going with Garcia.
oof.
I
Me
kind of
too.
do agree with
I
you though.
want.
I kind of do agree with you though. I could see that
Yeah,
happening, and then him having to fight Nick Wayne and Kill Switch to get another chance at
exactly.
Christian.
The
I think
thing
that's
is
actually
too.
a thing.
The thing is too. If you think about it, they haven't done the fucking rankings thing in God knows how long. So when they first
But
announced
didn't
this
they bring that
match,
back? Didn't they bring
but
back the ranking?
they haven't posted shit about it since.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're still doing it. I think they gave up on it already, which is pretty fucking
Well,
hilarious.
I think
But
once
like,
he, I think once he pinned Copeland, he became number one contender because Copeland was the number one
yeah,
under Christian. So it's kind of like the MMA thing that's like once you beat the number one contender, you become the number one contender.
yeah,
Or
that
if you
makes
beat the
sense.
champion, you become number one contender.
Yeah,
So maybe they
that is
did it
true.
that way. I don't know. I don't. I've never kept up with the ranking system, even when they
Me neither.
did go all out with it, and they would do it every week. I wouldn't follow that shit.
But they
It
haven't
was just
posted it. Not from my knowledge. Maybe they have, but
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't follow it, so I
Me
couldn't
neither.
tell you if they have. I just know they did it at the beginning of the year, but maybe they figured out this shit's not working. Fuck it, like
Yeah,
we got rid of it for a reason.
exactly, exactly. But I would love Garcia. I think that I'm a big Garcia guy. Been killing it ever since the end of the Continental Classic. He's been on his 8 point teaming with FTR. I mean, he already proved himself that he could wrestle. It's just getting over with the crowd, which
Yeah.
he's done pretty well with.
People love him. People love him.
Yeah. You hear his music, you want to do the dance. Even though he
Yeah.
can't dance,
I
you still want
I
to do it.
I, I
So,
think he's one of those guys that's gonna be the future of
yes.
just pro wrestling. Because who knows if he resigns? Who knows where he goes? But he is gonna be one of the top guys in a few years that we're gonna be like, yo, Garcia.
They have to resign him, man. I
They
mean,
should.
it'll be a
They
big
should, and they're
letdown.
treating him well, so it's not like he's not fucking with them. You know what I mean? It would be
Exactly.
different if they treated him like shit. Then would be like, yeah, Garcia's leaving.
Like,
But
yeah, if he
he's
wasn't
been
given
getting a
TV
lot of
time or
big
anything,
matches. He's been giving a lot of big matches, and he always shows out. But
he does.
also on the flip side, other companies see that and say, "Oh shit, this guy's nice. Like we gotta try to sign him." So who knows? But that's gonna be when his contract expires. I think he got a year left. When his
Yeah.
contract expires, that's gonna be a fun time because he's such a dope wrestler and seems like such a dope person that it's like fuck who's gonna pick him up. It's gonna be one
Exactly.
of the who's picking up Garcia.
Yeah. Like I noticed his promo work is slightly getting better week by week. It's not the best promo work, but he's getting better with it.
Yeah,
The
but
last
you
the last
once you
promo he
give
cut on
him,
Christian Cage, he's
yeah, it was
been pretty good.
pretty
Yeah.
good because even I was like, they're giving him a mic in the middle of the
Yeah.
ring, like it's not a backstage, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we that's when I was like, they're gonna give this belt to Garcia.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I was like, oh, they're giving it to him at Revolution. But you're right, they might hold off until like a bigger pay per view or maybe World's
Probably.
End. You don't know. We never
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. We don't know. But I still feel like I'm gonna say Christian Cage
Okay,
via a screwy finish with
I'm gonna
this
go
one.
with Garcia because I'm gonna just be different. We're gonna go with
Okay.
Garcia and hope
All
he
right.
wins. But
Me
of
too.
course, I love Christian. I can't be mad if he wins. I
Yeah.
mean, that is the guy. That is
He
the
is,
guy.
man. God damn it, bro. But he brought up Garcia's dad that one episode. I'm like, oh
Oh,
my
that was
god. I
beautiful.
couldn't.
That was.
I felt bad, but I'm like, please change the subject. Oh my god.
I knew
Oh
it
my
once he
god.
brought it up, and he was like, "I know you grew up with your mother and your
I was like,
father."
oh
I was
no, he's
like,
going
"Here
that
we
way.
go."
I was
I
like,
was,
here we
I didn't
go.
even know that. I was like, "Oh man, he's
Me
gonna talk
neither.
about his pops." It just works
Uh,
out every time Christian goes against somebody. It's
it
beautiful.
just happened. I feel like sometimes I don't know too much about people's personal lives, but like
Yeah, I'm not.
he like this is crazy back to back people with
It
their
has
father's
to
not
be a thing.
around.
It has to be a
Yeah,
thing. Cause there's
that's what
no
I thought
way.
first. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it just
I don't
works
know.
out that everybody he's fighting doesn't have a pop. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, that's insane. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Christian Cage.
Alright, we got Garcia on
Uh,
this side, baby.
next matchup we have Will Ospreay making his not pay per view debut, 2024 pay per view debut against Konosuke Takeshita, his Don Callis family member. Uh, who do you got? Do you think it's also gonna be Ospreay or
I think it's gonna be Takeshita. I
really?
think I think the Callis family is gonna turn on Osprey. I think this is gonna be the babyface turn of Osprey, because he kind of came out with the babyface vibe
Yeah,
last night on Dynamite, and then the Callis family came out and he's kind of part of them, but not really. I kind of feel like they're gonna fuck him over. I think Takeshi's gonna get the big win over him, and I think this is gonna be match of the night.
ooh, yeah, for sure. I
This
do
is
think the same thing though. Like I thought from this past Wednesday's promo they had, I immediately thought, oh, they must be splitting up by the
yeah, like
vibe that I got from it.
mm-hmm.
But I do think it'll be stupid if they don't give Will Ospreay this win. If they've been hyping it up, they hyped up that Ospreay's going to be here.
Yeah,
They announced it before he even showed up.
yeah.
So it's like if they're making it all surrounding around him, they have to make him win, which could
What
be
a
swerved.
what a better way to get Takeshi even more heat than beating this guy on his
Yeah,
first like contracted match.
exactly.
I think that's where my mind went. I was like they're hyping up Osprey, and I think they're just gonna take away the lovely moment of him coming to
Yeah,
AEW and because he's too big of a star. Like it was cool when he was coming in and doing stuff on the side and doing stuff as a heel, but he's too big of a star to have him not a baby face right now.
yeah, that is true. That's why I have him winning because I also feel like by not
Especially like
having him
yeah, keep going, my
by
fault.
not having him win, that'll probably be a dumb decision. You want to
Yeah,
start off by building this guy as your top guy, not someone who started off 0-1 in its very first match of the year, full time contracted superstar.
yeah.
So I feel like that would be a dumb decision to do. Would is your idea bad? No, I think that would be a great way to have Takeshita get tons of heel heat. But I think the timing of it is just bad on that to where it'd also be a stupid decision to do right now. Maybe if like this match would have happened like at Double or Nothing or uh, after Forbidden Door or something like that, but to do it now immediately right off the bat, I don't think that's a smart decision. You want to
I
build
don't.
up Osprey first as a credible babyface and a credible star over to Takeshita right now.
But bro, he's already a star. It's not like they're introducing us to him. That's why they're gonna give him this L because he's it's not an introduction. We've already seen him. They
As a
know
full
all of the
timer though,
fans know him. He's been on how many pay-per-views in AEW so far? 3?
I would say three. I think he's undefeated in pay per views
Yeah,
or
right?
not. I don't know.
So having him take this L, right?
Yeah,
Because look at the title picture. The title picture are all tweeners. You have no real baby face going for the belt. Joe is a straight up heel. Paige depends the situation, and Swerve depends the situation. You don't have like
yeah.
a full on baby face to take on that reign of I'm going for the belt.
You
So I
had you
think
had MJF for a bit, but then he's injured. So
injured, yeah. And you had Kenny, but he's again injured also. So you need someone like a Osprey to take that place. But you can't have him I mean you could have him do the babyface turn with a win, but I think it
yeah,
means more if it happens with a loss. Cause it's like, yo, Callis did all this for you, brought you in here, and then turned on you.
yeah,
Now what are you gonna do in AEW? Kinda alone now. But
yeah.
also, is this maybe I'm being a little adventurous. Maybe we see somebody come out and help Osprey.
Maybe I was thinking that too. Maybe Kenny Omega, but I don't know
Maybe
how
I thought maybe Omega. I also thought maybe another former New Japan champion.
Okada.
Maybe you never know. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So I don't know,
yeah.
man. But I kind of feel like the way they had Osprey come out and the way they interacted, I kind of feel they got to turn on him. Now, will
Oh,
it be
definitely, sure.
successful and have him lose? That's a different story. But I do think they're gonna because there's too many of them. There's too many of
Yeah.
them in that group for them to turn on him and him still get the win.
The only thing that I'm confused about if that
Yeah.
turn does happen would be Kyle Fletcher, because yeah, I remember he's in the group also, but
Hmm.
he was with Osprey and the United Empire,
Yeah.
so it's really up to him. Maybe he comes out eventually down the line after the turn during the build up for Double or Nothing or something like that to be like, which side are you choosing? The guy that you started off with, the United Empire, or you're staying with the Don Callis family, who helped you get that Ring of Honor Television Championship.
Yeah.
But then you also got a picture like Mark Davis when he comes back. I feel like that's when you'll see the reunited United Empire. But then I
So
think that would
that.
be a cool for you to do, United Empire versus Don Callis family.
Yep.
Eventually, Don Callis will have somebody else in that group to kind of make it even 3-on-3 down
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
line. But
But
I think
I
that'd
think
be a cool thing to lead to.
no. Yeah. Definitely. But I think because Fletcher's not injured, he's just having visa problems, right?
I know he's been on Ring of Honor, so
Oh, okay,
if
because
he's
I saw
doing that
something that he was
stuff,
having visa problems. I don't know if that was a
may,
while ago or whatever. I remember just
yeah,
reading that.
maybe he does. I don't know. I don't
Maybe you use him,
exactly.
somebody that Osprey's not expecting a turn from, and you use him to turn on Osprey. You have him give the explanation of, "Hey, I turned on him because Don Callis gave me all of this. He gave me this singles
Yeah,
run. He gave me this." And you have a match with him and Osprey. You do this whole
yeah,
storyline, and when Davis comes back, now you have the storyline of come back home. I forgive you.
yeah.
Like I
But
understand
Mark Davis
Callis,
is not on Don
because
Callis' side.
huh?
Like Mark Davis is on Osprey's side and not Don
Yeah, and
Callis.
Osprey's like, I forgive you. Like, I understand. I was blinded by him too. Like, he gave me a lot too, so I understand why you turned on me. And you could kind of do that and have him like slowly turn on the Don Callis family, and then you get that group back together,
Yeah,
down the line.
but I feel like I would rather have them wait till Mark Davis comes back and whatever Fletcher comes back. Because if they just keep it with uh, Hobbs and Takeshita feuding with Osprey, they could definitely set that 3-on-3 up. If they
Yeah.
can get somebody else to join Don Callis, which they
Oh,
could
they.
easily do. They have a whole roster to do that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
um,
I
they
just
figured
I
that out.
I just don't want to see Osprey right now with a group. I think right now he
Yeah,
should be by himself. That's why I really want to see the turn. I just want to see him by himself right now. It
exactly.
would
Yeah,
unless he's leading the group and but he's kind of not the main guy. There's too many heavy hitters in that group, and Don Callis is really the leader. If
yeah. I mean,
Osprey's in
that's
charge
the
of a
thing about
group,
it.
I want it to be his group. Like you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah,
Because United Empire is his group. That is
yeah,
his group. So that would make sense. Unless they somehow bring in like TJP and Jeff Cobb to fight Fletcher, Takeshita, and Hobbs down the line.
yeah.
But Fletcher and Davis are signed, so it makes sense to use them on AEW television every
No,
week.
yeah, definitely.
Um, but like I don't know, I got Osprey winning. I feel like it makes. I don't know. I just feel like that would make sense to
No, yeah, definitely.
keep his momentum going a little bit.
I got to catch them, man.
All right, bet,
The final
bet.
boss.
But yeah, the alpha. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, next matchup we have is for the Continental Crown Championship. Eddie Kingston defends his belt against Brian Danielson.
hmm
What about this match? What are your thoughts on this one?
I like this match. I'm cool with this match. I think Kingston's gonna win. I want Kingston to win. I don't know if he's gonna win. That's what I should have said. I want him
Yeah,
to win. I don't think he's gonna win. I think they're gonna give it to Brian. But I really think they should keep it on Kingston. I think if there's anybody that should beat Kingston, um, maybe Mox. Or yeah, I would think like somebody else, not Brian.
Claudio.
Claudio is fine, but I just think I don't know with Brian. I don't want him to have a belt.
You don't?
That's my thing. I don't want him to hold the title. I want him just to
I
be
think he
chilling
will.
and fucking people up. Like let him just
Yeah,
do random matches and fuck people up. But I get it. It's a good move, like business wise and stuff. And it would be fire, like seeing him with a title again. I just I wish Kingston would hold on to it just a little longer. Maybe
I
to
would.
like a double or nothing.
I mean, I would agree with that too. Yeah, I want Kingston to hold it just a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
I personally want to see Danielson with the title.
Okay.
Like you said before, with Daniel Garcia winning the belt and have like an open challenge type thing, I think Danielson could do that too, purposely because he wants to fight, not to give people opportunity. They could do that
Yeah.
storyline.
That is true.
Um, and then just embarrass people. Like his reasoning is he wants to embarrass people in the ring and show them that people aren't worth it. Kind of like Eddie Kingston. You know, he's been calling Eddie Kingston a bum for a while now, and I think that could be like the storyline for Danielson. Like every time
Oh
you beat
yeah.
somebody, but like you're a bum like Eddie
Bum.
Kingston, get him more heat on that side.
Yeah.
And I think he'd make a great champion. Um, and again, I would love Eddie Kingston to hold it a little bit longer, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel like
nothing
it's just,
crazy, just a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, and I think this is Danielson's last year. Just why not give him a championship belt? You know, it's not like the world title. Would I love him to win the world title? Yeah, but it's a championship and he'll hold it. You know, Eddie
When is
Kingston
he
has two more belts that
yeah.
he has right now,
When is
so it
he
wouldn't be a big
done,
loss.
Brian?
I'm gonna say by the end of this calendar year. I remember him saying that at the end of last year that it was gonna be a year, but I feel like he meant 2024 was his last calendar year. So I'm
Nah,
gonna
cause I
say
think he's
December.
done before Wembley though.
I would hope he would fight at Wembley.
No, because he's announced for Wembley already.
Oh,
But
he
I
has.
think
Okay,
he's
okay.
done before Wembley. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I think it's before um his daughter's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. I remember
What do you
he
mean?
said it like on his daughter's
Yeah.
birthday or something. He was like,
Oh
after
yeah.
she turns a certain age, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But
But I
when
think
is
he'll
that?
hold.
That's the question.
Oh God, yeah. I think he'll be around for Wembley. I think he'll make that
No, yeah,
exception and
because
be like,
I remember he made that announcement, and then Tony Khan was like, but but Danielson is confirmed for Wembley. He'll be at Wembley, like to hype it up.
okay,
But it's like, so that means like he's done in like, well, not done completely, but like full time in ring, probably
yeah.
around June or July. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I think he'll. I
I'm
think his
trying
last
to.
match. in my
Trying to look up
opinion, would
this
be
girl's
Wembley.
birthday.
Well,
Like I'm over here like Google searching like damn
Brian
Brian
Danielson's
retirement.
daughter's birthday.
His retirement.
Yeah, but I think he'll have the match at Wembley and call it quits. I
Yeah.
think they'll treat it same thing like Sting's final match. They'll do Danielson's final match
But
and
I don't
basically
know if he's
surround it.
but I don't know if he's done though. Like I think he meant like just his full time.
Yeah, yeah, he'll definitely
I
be in
think
AEW.
he might do like the taker role. Like come around for big shows, like a double or nothing or Wembley. He'll be at those. But
Yeah,
not like a regular ass dynamite in fucking Alabama or some shit.
yeah, yeah. Unless
You
he's
know
like
what I
he
mean?
becomes like a full time manager for the Blackpool Combat Club,
So
where like he becomes like the Regal of it now.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna stop full time, but like still do that. I think it's
Yeah.
more of stopping the abuse on his body. I think it's more of doing that
Hmm.
because I still think he's gonna be a big role backstage and he'll still be there
Exactly.
every week. It's just
Exactly.
not competing. So I could
More of
see
like a
him doing the
trainer
man.
too.
Yeah, I could see him do the manager role with Blackpool. So it actually makes sense.
Yeah, I mean he's been taking a toll on his body, like injury after injury. I
Yeah,
understand
he's getting older,
shit's not
man.
always his fault, like you said, yeah, like you can't help it. Injuries happen, but it's like at
Yeah.
this point it's like you wanna I think it's time, I don't want to tell a wrestler how to do the career. I'm not a wrestler myself, I can do that shit. But um I feel if his time is up, he feels like if he feels like his time is up right now, do it. He's had a great career regardless if he retires tomorrow or if he retired last week. He's had a great career.
Oh hell
He's
yeah.
proven that.
And
Um,
you know what's
there's a lot
crazy
of
though?
yeah,
This is the difference between somebody that like knows like about the situation they're in and then
yeah,
somebody that doesn't know how to read the room. Like Brian knows my body's going down.
exactly.
I can't do this no more. And then you got another guy like Punk that said, Mania next year, I'm main event. And it's like, bud, you barely got
Yeah,
out of Royal Rumble where there was 30
yeah,
guys to make you not get hurt and you got hurt.
yeah,
Imagine you on a
yeah,
one-on-one match. Like, but
yeah.
I kind of I agree with Brian. Like, if you feel like, yo, this is it. If I push it even more, who knows what could happen? Call him,
Hmm.
man. Like you've had such a great career that we can't even be mad at you. Cause also we thought it was done. And then you
Yeah,
came back and it was amazing. And now we're just like taking it all in until it's over. You know what I mean? It's not like
exactly.
it's gonna be like, oh fuck, he's retiring. It's not gonna be like, oh no, like I wish he could have so many more matches. Like nah, like yo, he did what he was supposed to
E-
do. He had
Exactly.
the matches he was supposed to have. Even when he came to AEW, finally had the Saber match. Um,
Hmm.
and finally doing all these other dream matches that we wanted. And I think that's
Yeah,
awesome that he was even able to do that. So I think now, right now, since he's returned at that Mania, what was that,
yeah,
34? This has
yeah.
just
New Orleans.
been this has just been a victory lap for him of his
Yeah,
career. He did his career, he retired, and then he was able to come back. He had like the doctors were able to clear him, and he was like grateful enough to like come back, wrestle for us for what's that 6 years ago. That means
yeah,
he's been wrestling for 6 years after coming out of retirement. So this
yeah.
has just been a victory lap. Like I didn't even think it was gonna last this long. So I'm happy with whatever we're getting from Brian.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying I feel like he'll be given the championship. It's
Yeah,
not,
that
I
actually
understand it's
does
not.
make sense.
Yeah, it's not the world championship, but it's just like okay, this is something we can give you for now. You'll have a great run with it. Something that people could remember. Be like, yeah, remember when Danielson had this Continental Crown
Yeah,
championship? Um, so I wouldn't be mad at that. I would think that would be the smart move for him. Danielson's a knowledgeable guy to be like, I'm not gonna, you know, he's not gonna pull like a John Cena. Oh, I'm not gonna say John Cena, to where like he's gonna put himself over younger
yeah,
guys. You know what I mean? He
yeah.
knows how to end his career. He knows what he wants to do to end his career. Um, if he wants to put over people to end it, then do it. If he wants to end it at All In, have his final match there, and that's it. Do it. Whatever
I
floats his boat.
I I think I'm trying to think who would you give Brian as his last match? Looking at the landscape of the wrestling world right now,
my God, I don't know. There's so many people. There's so many people. I personally wouldn't be able to tell. I think
Is
that
there
would have to
anybody?
be
Do you have like a maybe
like
like
a
a top
personal
two?
dream match, a
Yeah,
personal dream match, or
personal.
like
Like you like Tony Khan said, yo, his last match is at Wembley. Nick, book it. Who
Osprey,
you doing? Osprey.
Osprey.
Okay.
That's because mainly it's a match we haven't seen yet. We've seen
Yes.
him and Okada like 3 times already,
Yeah.
or twice. We won't have to see that again. We've seen the Zack Sabre Jr. match already. Um, I think that also was twice that happened already. I think he did
Yeah.
it the
Twice,
second
I
one at
believe.
Japan. And I think the only person right now on the AEW roster that would make sense to me, not only because I want to see it, but I think Osprey would make a great last opponent to
Yeah.
be like Danielson wants Osprey work with him one more time to prove that the storyline could be like I'm the best wrestler in the world, I'm better than you, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then just ended that way.
And like
I
kind of
would say
like the
Jay
passing of
White
the
too,
torch.
kind of yeah, yeah.
Got you.
I would say Jay White too, but I would say get him away from the trios thing, build him up as a solos competitor first,
Hmm.
then do it that way. Then we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
But
I feel you on that because my top three were, um, Jay White, Osprey, and Garcia.
ooh,
Those are the
Garcia,
top three.
because it would also make sense.
If there's any guys that should go against Brian for his last match, as one of those three guys.
Yeah, I would also say Moxley or Claudio too, like a friendly
Yeah,
BCC matchup. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I just think
Like they're really,
to be honest, the Osprey one is fire to me.
yeah,
Jay White's fire. Mox would be fire, of course, because we've seen their matches. Claudio would be sick. I think Garcia would be above the rest though. More of like this is the next guy. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like he kind of got the Brian vibe to him. So like to see them go at it for his last match and him put Garcia over, I think that would be sick.
that would
But
be
I
sick.
wouldn't be mad at any other match that we named
Yeah,
because I would love to see him and Osprey.
you also got to think too, like the Sting situation for Revolution. You also got to, like, no matter what happens or who goes up against Danielson for his final match, people got to remember that it's also Danielson's choice to who he wants to face.
Yeah,
So if he happens to choose somebody that we're not expecting, I'd be like, okay, maybe there's a reason for this. You know what I
or
mean?
fucking Hobbs. But like, oh shit, alright, cool.
Yeah, like he wants to work with
Random,
Hobbs.
but
No,
alright.
yeah, that would be
Random,
random. No
but
offense to
cool.
Hobbs, but like if Danielson wants to work with Hobbs, it's
Yeah,
random. But let him work with Hobbs. He
I'm
wants to
just
do that.
I just said Hobbs because they don't really interact.
Yeah,
Not saying that Hobbs is
exactly.
bad,
Yeah,
just that they don't interact, so it would just be weird. I'd be
yeah,
like, alright, cool, fuck it.
yeah. True. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I got Danielson for this
I'm
matchup.
still going with Kingston, baby.
All
He's
right.
losing at double or nothing.
We'll see about that. Who knows? But yeah, next matchup we got the tag team match: FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. I'm gonna start with this one off because I've
Start you
asked you the
off,
last ones.
man.
I'm gonna say John Moxley and Claudio win this match. Um,
Ooh.
the reason why I say them two, I don't want to get into another match after this, but the reason why I say Mox and Claudio is because I think that Sting and Darby are gonna win their match, right?
Yeah.
Um, you also got to think that if they win their match, Darby and Sting, regardless, they retain their titles, right? But they're gonna vacant to them regardless because it's Sting's last match.
Yes.
Regardless, they're not walking out of Revolution as tag. They technically, yes, they will, but they won't hold it past Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I
They'll
think
relinquish it
Claudio,
probably
yeah.
if
So
they
I
do
think
win.
that Moxley and Claudio should be the next tag team in line for the tag belts because they've been killing it as of late. So I think they'll make great tag champs. They already legitimized, but I think they'll make it much better. You can say the same thing for FTR, but like I said, Moxley and Claudio have been on a roll as a tag team. Um, they picked a fight with CMLL. They picked a fight with FTR. I just love the vibe together. They match better than Claudio and Danielson, so
Yeah.
I think them as tag
Definitely.
champs would be amazing. I would want to see that run. And who knows? I just want to see that matchup happen for when I think they deserve it. I know the rankings haven't been out in a while, but I do think they should be number one on the tag team list and compete for that gold and defend it. And basically walk out, not walk out because you don't have a tag team title opportunity right now. but they could have Danielson, Claudio, Moxley, and Yuta as champions
Yeah,
right now because Yuta is technically the pure champion in Ring of Honor. So yeah, people forget that, but
I hate Yuta. Yuta pisses me off. Steve Blackman looking ass. I hate him. I
you
agree
the
with you
worst
though.
one in the
Mox and Claudio they have been killing it and they do
yeah,
mesh well. But I'm going with the hometown boys, baby. I'm going with FTR. Also, I don't know if you remember this. A couple months ago, I think the Young Bucks won number one contender while FTR was champions. And
yeah,
now they're both kind of like in the title picture again.
kind of, yeah.
We got to get the Bucks and FTR one more time.
Hmm.
I think that's where this is leading up to. I think FTR is taking this dub. I think it's going to be a real old school match. Um, I also think whoever wins, the other team doesn't really get affected that much.
Yeah,
Because I could see Mox and Claudio winning too, but I'm just rooting for FTR because I'm just an FTR guy. I love them. Give them this win in their hometown, in in like this old school kind of vibe match that they're gonna have with um Mox and Claudio. On the night Sting is retiring. I think that it just adds up. I think this is gonna be a far away to kind of put them in that title picture and make them like number one contender because that's basically what this match is.
yeah, pretty much.
Whoever wins is number one contender. Whoever loses is gonna be like right underneath. So it just depends on who's winning that main event match. But I'm
Yeah,
going with FTR just because I think everything's going in their favor with especially being hometown guys.
this is definitely going to be a heavy hitting match, and I'm gonna love it. Old
I
school
think
tag team wrestling.
yeah, I think they should open the match. I think they should open the card.
Yeah, I do
I think
too.
this would be a dope match to open the card with.
Because then that will set the tone for the tag team title picture for right after. Because
Yep.
again, like I said, Sting and Darby Allen, if they win, when they win, I should say, um,
Oh,
they're still not gonna they're still not gonna hold the tag team belts for much longer. Because this is Sting's last match. You can
yeah,
have him be champion, and if he's not gonna wrestle anymore, they're gonna have to vacant it.
yeah.
So
But
I
he'll
agree
leave
with
as
you.
champion.
I agree with you. Yeah, he's leave as champion.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think whoever wins this match is basically set up for the tag team title opportunity. I just love the vibe that Moxley and Claudia have been doing lately.
yeah,
Um, so I think them two. I love FTR. They've had their chances. They'll definitely win the tag team titles down the line again, regardless. Um, I just feel like it sucks for the whole Young Buck situation to where like they won the number one contender match at Wrestle Dream. Um, I'm not saying people forget about it. Of course, they'll bring it up eventually, but I think they should wait till that and be like, "Hey, last year we won a number one contender match, but why haven't you used it yet?" You know what I
yeah.
mean? It'll be that type of situation.
Well, I
I
think
get it.
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Like, why would you wait this long? I would have done it like not immediately, but at some point soon enough. You
yeah.
know? So I think they kind of scratched that idea already.
Who knows, man? They could always circle back to it. I'm telling you, they're
They
back.
could.
They're both back in the picture.
Yeah,
They
that is
could bring
true.
that shit up next Wednesday and be like, let's say the Bucks do win Sunday.
Technically, this is their shot, though. If you think about it, it's for the time. They already
Well,
called
not
it.
really, because they were gonna fight Sting and Darby anyway. Then Sting and Darby ended up winning the belts
Yeah,
because
that
they
is
were
true.
already scheduled the match.
Because yeah, that is true. They could the
Yeah,
young bucks can say we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more later when the match comes up
yeah.
because there's so much you could talk about. We've been on topic for a bit, but yeah,
Facts.
I got Moxley and Claudio winning this
I
one.
got FTR. Let's get
Bet
it.
different. Recent match has been different. Wow,
Let's get
I think the first time the
it.
predictions we were off by a lot. But yeah, next matchup we got for the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm defends it against Deanna Perrazzo. Who do you got this match and winning this match? And what are your thoughts on it?
I really want Deanna to win, but I know it's not happening. I think Tony Storm's gonna win with the help, of course, of her squad, if you want to call it.
Yeah,
I would love for Deanna to win it though, but I think just too early for her. I think she's gonna win it down the line. I just think not yet. Also, Tony's been killing it as champ. She's very entertaining.
Yeah,
Shout out the production crew with the black and white, especially when they're both in the ring and they split it. I think that's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
It's just the
It's
little
creative.
touches as like, yo, this is dope. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Tony. I'm gonna give it to Tony. Even though I love Deanna, yeah, we're going with Tony.
I want to
What do you
go
think?
with I want to go with Deanna here, and
Oh shit.
here's why. Um, Not because I wouldn't say the same thing like I said with Osprey before. It's like she just came in. You want to have her start off hot right away, throwing into the women's world title picture right away and immediately. Not saying she doesn't deserve it, but it does sound like it's a little bit crazy. Like you're just throwing her right in there from the top. I get
Yeah.
it. You want Tony to have a credible challenger, someone who has a great past, but this is what I'm thinking is going to happen and why she should win it now. I know there's a rumored pay per view happening in April, Dynasty. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh no, I have
Um,
not.
Apparently, they trademarked for a word called Dynasty. People are saying it's because of a pay per view happening in April that they're doing. They're trying to
Okay.
expand pay per views. Let's say that doesn't happen, right? That's not the case.
Yeah.
If Deanna Perrazzo wins, right, storyline wise, what they could do afterwards, you have Tony Storm, you know, kind of go into this deep like stage where she's upset. She just lost her title. That was her prized possession. They had a whole ceremony from when she won it. Remember, like a reward ceremony.
Yeah.
She'll lose it as if she lost an award. She like a prized possession, right? She's kind of sad for the next couple of weeks. Eventually, down the line, end of March, early April, they get a rematch. Deanna Peraza retains it, but you have Mariah May. Remember the whole movie thing that I told you a while back? All
Yes.
the Eve shit.
Mhm.
Um, I think this is gonna put over Mariah May. You have Mariah May do something similar to kind of what Adam Cole and Wardlow are doing, where it's like
Okay.
if Mariah May wins it, she gives it to Tony Storm, but Mariah May offers to do it. She offers to do it, not the other way around.
Okay. Not
Because
like
she
being told
believes
to do it.
exactly.
Okay.
She feels like she could beat Deanna, and for specifically because she wants to see Tony Storm happy again. So what she does, what Tony does, and Deanna agree on, Mariah May has to win more matches to get that title opportunity. We haven't seen much from Mariah May yet,
Yeah.
or Tony doesn't because she's playing that kind of character where like she doesn't know Mariah May, even though she's been around for a while. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't know who she is. So she kind of does that thing. She goes against a couple of their top names. Maybe the rankings come back, and then she bumps her name back to number one. Eventually agrees that Deanna Prazo agrees that she does deserve a title opportunity, and that match happens at Double or Nothing. And during the next couple of weeks, you have the fans kind of get behind Mariah May, be like, "We believe she could beat Deanna Prazo," with the back of the minds forgetting that she even agreed to give the title back to Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Um, Double or Nothing happens. Mariah May wins, new champion. Tony Storm comes out afterwards, begging to get her title back because that's what they promised. Uh, but she's kind of being annoying about it. Like, give it to me, like forcing it back, you know? Then that's when Mariah May does her whole babyface turn. Everyone's cheering. The place goes nuts. That's how you end it right there. That's the story.
Okay.
Great way to build up Mariah May as a credible babyface, puts her over, which I'm pretty sure was the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Um, so it makes sense to do that. People would be like, great story. Tony Storm has a longer title reign. Deanna Peraza has a title reign, and now it's started Mariah May. Great back-to-back champions, I think. And
Okay.
eventually that story can continue to where maybe Tony versus Mariah May for Forbidden Door.
I mean, also you got big business happening too
Yeah.
soon, so
Mercedes coming in too.
that might also might shake things up. But I do
Yeah.
like the idea. That's actually fire. It does make sense to give it to Deanna now. It's not like it's a stupid choice, especially with the
Yeah.
past that she has and with the hype that she had coming in. Like everyone knew how she was killing it in TNA. You know what I mean? It wasn't like who is this? It was like, oh shit, they
Exactly.
signed Deanna. I don't think I saw a lot of people like, who is this? Because also she had her WWE days too. So once she got released from there, a lot of people kept eyes on her, which they should have because she killed it. She was killing
Yeah.
it. Um, So I could see that happening, and then doing that whole thing with Mariah May actually makes sense to build her up that way. Um, I don't know though.
Yeah,
I just feel I don't know. I don't know if they got that much faith in Deanna to just give it to her off
I would.
rip, which I would too, but I don't know if they would, bro.
I think
Damn, you
I
might have
think
persuaded
regardless
me.
regardless of whether what happens or not, I think Deanna Praza should win it. I mean, she's been red hot since she started eight in TNA. And no, it's a completely different promotion, and I get it. Um, but I feel like Deanna should have gone on one, unless something happens to where like maybe Britt Baker comes out, causes Deanna Praza the championship,
I
and then we
fucking
see
forgot about her.
then Britt Baker versus Deanna for Double or Nothing. Um,
I actually, I actually think Britt is returning soon, but she's
really,
returning at Big Business. I think that's to set up Double or Nothing. Her and Monet at Double or Nothing.
ooh,
She's gonna
Monet. Okay.
fuck up the moment. Like Monet's
Oh,
gonna come out, everybody's gonna be going crazy, and then the doctor will see you now. The
yeah.
music's
Oh
gonna
man.
hit, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get that face off that people been wanting to see for a while now.
Yeah.
And that's the match we're getting at Double or Nothing this year. That's just
Ooh,
my thought on the whole Brit situation, because I think
that's
she's
not
coming
bad.
back soon. I think she's coming back soon, and I think instead of throwing her in a title picture, do that with her,
Yeah,
because
that'd be
you can
insane.
have her return and still have time to heal, because she doesn't have to wrestle till Double or Nothing. Her and
Exactly.
Monet,
Yeah.
like even Monet could show up and you could put her on shows, but to be honest, you don't even need her to wrestle till I know it sounds crazy saying this. You don't need them to wrestle, but I think that's the point of the like big matches, like not having them interact with each other and
Yeah.
actually letting them fight each other the first time at the big pay-per-view. It could also come back and haunt you, as we talked about before, CM Punk, if you don't let
Yeah.
them get in the ring and get some rust off. But I think you don't let them like fight at all. Not even lay a hand on each other, not slap, not nothing. Till
Yeah.
Double or Nothing.
There's so many things. I do think that like if Deanna Purrazzo does lose, it's probably it doesn't have to end via a distraction like from a returning person or from Mariah May.
Yeah,
If Deanna would were to lose, it probably makes more sense if Mariah May and
cost
Luther
her the
do
match.
distract him. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
the more logical reasoning.
maybe like she
Um,
has Tony beat and Mariah helps her out.
Exactly, exactly. If someone's returning, I think Britt would make the most sense out of it.
Yeah,
But I do agree with your point with Mercedes Monet and at that storyline.
I think
One
that's a
person
bit.
who I do think might return, I don't know if it'll be during this match, like maybe right after. Um, Not necessarily doing anything with Deanna, but Jamie Hayter. Someone who we haven't seen or
Right.
heard of for a while. I think the last person they faced was Tony Storm. So it makes sense for have Jamie Hayter come back face to face. That's the setup for Double or Nothing for the Women's World Title. That's when you had Jamie Hayter win her title back because she never lost it. She just
Yeah.
got injured and was pretty much forced. Yeah, she did technically get pinned if you think about it for Double or Nothing. I think last year whenever she got hurt, but she was hurt, so she couldn't
Yeah.
really compete anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think they had plans for her to lose it then anyway. So makes sense to do that match, have that storyline. Jamie Hayter wins it back.
Yeah. I need Jamie back before the Wembley show, man.
I know.
Before
I
the
know.
hometown, she got hurt right before the show last year. Couldn't perform at it, so it was like,
Exactly.
come on, the hometown kid in Wembley. Come on, bro. That's
There's
it.
so much you could do next
Yeah.
year with it.
I mean,
So
you could even build up like everybody was saying her and Britt last year there. You could do that this
yeah.
year, and then you give me Deanna Mercedes. I'd be fine with that. Like I
Oh
think
man,
there's a
that'd
lot
be
you could
great.
do. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me
But
too.
you might have persuaded me, but I'm still I feel bad going against her. But I'm gonna still go with Tony. I love you, Deanna, though.
I'm gonna go with Deanna. I got Deanna.
I
Regardless of what
respect it.
happens after that day, I'm gonna go with Deanna.
I respect it.
So that's my pick. Next match, we do have Sting's final match.
Here we
Tornado
go.
tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Darby Allin and Sting going up against the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Um, Yeah, so I'm
I
gonna.
love their new EVP
Yeah,
characters. I love it so much.
yeah,
I still think it's a crime that they didn't tie in Hangman into that storyline. Like when they tried like make it a triple threat match and he was mad about it. Like I don't know how they did not have a backstage segment with him going to the EVPs and complaining. Like I think that would
yeah,
have been actually funny and like okay, like they actually tried to treat them like this they're real, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
they're
The real
decision
bosses.
makers on TV and I
Yeah,
like that. But I think I'm really enjoying their work right now. The suits, I hate them. They piss me off. But that's the
really.
point. That's the point.
Yeah,
They're supposed to piss us off. So they're doing their job. Um, I you got. I think Sting and Darby retain. I think Sting is retiring as champion. I think that's a good way to go out, unless he unless he gets screwed. But I think he's taking this dub over the Bucks.
you're gonna have to
I
have him win, right?
I think unless, but people are gonna get mad. But if the Bucks win, because you gotta think about this, Sting is an old school guy, right? Kind of like Taker. Like they're they're more bound to go out on their back than with their hand raised. And I think he might look at it that way too. Like if they gave him a choice, he might say, why would I retain it?" You know what I mean? He got that that old school mindset, which I hope that he's just like, yeah, I'll retire with it, and then vacate it Wednesday. Um, but yeah, I think it would be cool for him to retain it and win. I just don't know if he wants to do that.
I mean, if I were Tony Khan, the first thing I would do is have him retain it and win
Yeah,
and walk out of the state of Revolution as champions.
yeah.
Like I said before, even if they win, they'll still have to vacate the championship regardless. So they're gonna not be champions anyway. So what? Why? If the Young Bucks win it, it would be like a heelish thing to do. They're already heels, so
I mean, it will get a reaction. It will get the reaction you want for the Bucks.
exactly, and that's the point. But it's just, would they do it? Would people want to see it? Well, obviously they're gonna get booed out of the fucking building.
Yeah,
So that's the point, and I get that. But it's like it's Sting's final match. I think people are there and want to see him win. People are paid at their money to see. If it were on a Dynamite, it wouldn't be as that. It would still be a big deal, but not as big of a deal as how they've been hyping it up. If they just announced like a couple of weeks ago that he's retiring
yeah.
his last match, then it'll make sense.
I don't know,
But
man. I got a feeling he's losing it. Got a feeling the Bucks are gonna end the show raising their hands. Um, and I'm not mad at it because it's like they heels. They're supposed to build heat. People are gonna hate them even more. So maybe they're just leaning into it. You know what I mean?
because what I'm thinking too is, I think Sting and Darby's gonna win because I feel like right after their victory, they're probably gonna have some like big celebration for him. Whether they're gonna have some of his former opponents come out, people are gonna be at ringside, an actual celebration, other than just a match. So maybe they'll have like a few people that are gonna be ringside or coming out afterwards
Yeah.
that we aren't expecting. Like people, I know Kevin Nash said that he was supposed to be there, gonna be there. Maybe there's other people from WCW back in
Kevin
his days
Nash. Yeah.
that are gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, we're all here." Kind of like a surprise type of thing. Like he's not gonna know that's gonna happen. Maybe I
Yeah.
spoiled it. I don't know. But I think that would be cool to see right after his match. It'll make sense to end off with the win plus a surprise afterwards. So maybe
Uh,
that's their plan. It'll
I
be a
don't.
great match
I,
regardless, but maybe that'll
yeah.
be it.
I think if anything, they'll do that before the match starts. They'll be like, "Yo, look who's here for you." Yeah.
Yeah,
And then what? Even more dickhead move of the Bucks to get the win over Sting. And then
yeah,
maybe that's how you tie it into like different things, and they could, or maybe you have Sting win, the Bucks do a beat down, maybe FTR make the save or something. You know what
yeah.
I mean? You do some type of thing like that. I just, it's very like that, and that's what I like about it, like because it's unpredictable, but also doesn't really affect anything because
True. Yeah.
even look at like either way, the belts are getting dropped.
Exactly.
No
Yeah.
matter if they win or lose, because either way they're gonna vacate it. So does it
Yeah.
really matter if they win? Does it really matter if they lose? It's more like of a stat thing. But I think it would be a good way to get more heat on the Jacksons.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Sting win his last match.
That would be fine. I like that segment that he had on Wednesday when he came down to the ring.
Oh
That
man,
was
I popped so hard for that.
yeah.
That was amazing.
That made me want to root for Sting even more. Not like I wasn't before. I was always rooting for Sting, but it was like after doing that, he has to win this match.
Yeah,
Um, I know they got the upper hand. I know a lot of the times in wrestling when so and so gets the upper hand on the
yeah,
go home show, they typically lose. Um, I don't think so. I mean, Tony Khan, as a big fan as he is, he's got to be like, I respect Sting. I respect him enough to not lose. But then you also got to think about it too. They're the EVPs. They could do whatever they want.
yeah,
Whether they come out and say, "Hey, if you don't, you're fired, Darby. If you don't let us win, you're fired."
yeah,
They could do whatever they want. Obviously, he won't be fired for real, but that would be part of a storyline to be like,
yeah.
if you don't let us beat you, you will be fired too. Sting's already gone. It just if you don't let us win, you'll be gone too.
Sting's out of here already.
Yeah, he's out
He
of here.
got
Like
nothing
he's
to
already
lose.
exactly. You're losing the belts regardless because
Yeah.
once this match is done, he's got to strip his belt because he's no wrestling anymore. So that would be a great thing to add on. Will it piss people off? Of course, but that it's a storyline thing, not like he's actually
Exactly.
doing it
Yeah.
in real life.
No,
That
yeah,
would be dope to
definitely.
see.
I think that would be cool. I think that would. I'm excited to see, and it was cool to see last night. Like it really shows. Shout out to the writers and also Tony. It
Yeah,
like really shows that they're fans. Like it was cool when the
yeah,
Bucks went into the room and the bats were hanging from the ceiling, like a
yeah,
homage to
yeah,
the promo he cut the last Nitro on Ric Flair. And then
yeah,
him dropping down from the ceiling, like we were back in WCW days. Like it was cool
yeah,
that we had like a old school build up for this match. I think that was awesome,
yeah,
and that's why I'm like, that's why I'm excited for this show because it's like I feel like it's gonna have that old school feel to it. And I'm excited, and I want to go with Darby and Sting for this match.
yeah.
I just don't
Me
know if
too.
it's gonna happen, but I want to go with Darby and Sting.
I know. Me
I
too.
think that's a
Me
good
too.
way, especially the way fucking Vince treated Sting. You could say whatever you want about Tony Khan. You could talk about how he's an asshole or he doesn't know how to book, he doesn't know how to own a wrestling company. He
Yeah,
treated Sting 10 times better than Vince ever did.
that is true.
The best thing Vince did for Sting was release him. That was the best thing Vince ever did for Sting. Because wow, if his career would have ended on a Night of fucking Champions match against Seth Rollins, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
That would have been
You know
big.
what I mean?
That would have been
Like,
big.
thank God he got this last run.
I
Was
know.
it amazing? No, but again, he's how old? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he
exactly.
was doing dives. He was jumping off ladders. He was diving
He
off
was having fun. He
bleachers.
was
He was
having
having
fun.
a fun ass time, having putting
Yeah,
on good matches. Um,
exactly.
like this was a way to go out for Sting. Whether he loses his
Exactly.
last match or not, what a run he had in AEW. And I love Tony Khan for that, for giving him that, because a lot of people would have looked at Sting and been like, "Bud, you know how old you are. What
Exactly.
am I gonna do with you?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know people who said that when he first showed up at AEW. It was like, "Oh, Sting, this run has been so good and so entertaining. I'm happy we got to see it. Like we got to see one last Sting run.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
That's nuts. I
exactly.
thought the last time I thought I was gonna see him was in TNA. Thought that was
I
gonna
know.
be the last successful run. This
I
is
know.
amazing.
Yeah, so I got Sting and Darby too. That
Yeah,
makes
Sting
more
and
sense.
Darby. Yeah,
So, final match of the card.
Yes, sir.
is the triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Samoa Joe, Hangman Page, Swerve
Hmm.
Strickland. We thought it was going to be 1-on-1 after this Wednesday, but I saw the swerve coming, no pun intended.
They
Um,
swerved
they swear,
us.
they swerved. It did, yeah. I do think that Swerve is going to win this. I think it's about time.
Whoa.
I
What?
think it's about time.
Holy
Um,
shit. Okay.
I would love to see Samoa Joe continue his reign. I know we haven't really seen much of it. I would love to see him have a dominant reign, just being everyone that comes to his past. But I feel like as of right now, it is Swerve's time. Um, you can say that they made it a triple threat, so that way Samoa Joe can pin Hangman and won't cost anything for Swerve. But I think the moment coming out of it, just having Swerve win it, he deserves it. Yeah, there's double or nothing on the line. Um, but what would be next for Swerve? I feel like giving him the title now and having a great run with it, entering All In as champion, walking out with All In as champion would be great for him. I feel like if he doesn't win now, he probably won't get a title opportunity for a while down the line. So you got to give it to him now.
So I respect that. I really like that idea, but I think they're gonna hold off. I think they're gonna hold off to double or nothing. I think they made this a triple threat more for Joe, Joe and Swerve to like eliminate Page. Like I think Swerve is gonna have Page beat. Joe's gonna do something to get him out the ring, put the sleeper hold on Hangman or pin him and just win. And it's gonna be one of those things where we're gonna build up to double or nothing as I had him beat. Or even better, I had you beat, Paige interrupted it, and then you ended up pinning Paige. You know what I mean? Maybe something
Yeah,
like Swerve has Joe beat, Paige hits him with fuck, I can't think of his finisher
Lariat.
right now. Yeah, hits him with a lariat. He rolls out. As that's happening, Joe's getting up slowly, puts him in a chokehold. It's over. Hangman goes to sleep. I think this match is just to eliminate Hangman out of the picture and make it a one-on-one and push to have Swerve win at double or nothing. I know it's a while away, but I think it's worth it with the build up and building
Okay.
also Joe as a major heel and kind of getting a not a full baby face turn from Swerve, but like a tweener
Yeah,
kind of look
I
to
get
him.
it.
And I think we lead up to that for double or nothing. And if they're smart, you build all summer to the main event of All In at Wembley of Swerve and Osprey. And
I,
I
I, I
think
just
it's beautiful.
because I think that should be the match. But again, as I said, Um, when will they give Swerve another opportunity? Yeah, it could be a double nothing. It could be anytime, anywhere. Um, but I just think that like based on the story, he's been getting up there. He's climbing the ladder,
Yeah.
banger after banger, deserving it each time he goes out there and wrestles. But once he loses, you got to remember, like I said, that whole All Star scramble. They may be next in line. What
Yeah,
if
but
something after that happens to where they have another number one contender match that Swerve is not a part of, and that
nah.
person goes to double or nothing? Then Swerve faces someone else at Forbidden Door, and after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, I was like, "This give this man a title opportunity already."
Nah, I'm telling you,
So
I think it's gonna be a double nothing. I think this is just more of to see not to see what the crowd's gonna react to, but
yeah,
more of like sweeping it from under his legs. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
shit been going too smooth for him. He hasn't hit an
yeah.
obstacle yet. This is gonna be the first one. Joe's gonna be the first obstacle, and it's not gonna be till double or nothing that he overcomes that obstacle.
Okay, that makes sense. Man, because I do agree with you. I do think that they made it a triple threat solely just to not pin Swerve.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I just feel like it's his time. It's
because
the right time to do it.
I think with him getting screwed over, having both of them beat at different times in the
Yeah,
match and getting screwed over will keep him in that title picture. And
I guess. Yeah.
Tony knows that this guy is the future of AEW.
Yeah, I
You know what I
guess
mean?
so.
He knows he's the future. It's
The,
just what's up?
it's just that like I I I know that like at any point when Swerve wins it, it's gonna be an amazing moment. I
Yeah.
get that, but there's a difference between giving him a championship and giving him a championship at the right time. This is the right time. Like he could have a match at a random Dynamite and win it and be like, "Cool, he's champion, awesome. We got to see that." But this is the time to do it.
I don't
Not
know,
double or
man.
nothing. Where we're still be like, "Ah, now I gotta wait till another 2 months to do the shit." Do it now. It's the right time. Is now. He's deserved it. He's earned it. Deserving
No,
is
yeah,
even
he's
the
definitely
word.
earned it, but on the first title match he has, he just beats
I would
both of
say
these
it.
guys clean.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, man.
That's
You
how I would
got
do it. Like, he beat
with
both
the
of them
triple
cleanly.
threat, set, somebody's getting screwed, and there's no way Swerve is screwing somebody. Swerve is taking the L. I
But
hate to
he's
say it because I think he should have been champion already,
yeah.
but that's what's gonna happen, bro.
I don't know. I'm just I don't know. I think it's the right time for him to do it. I just feel like it's the time. I know. I
No, yeah, it
understand.
makes
You agree with your
sense.
story.
No, it makes sense
Yeah.
for right now to do it. I just think they want to hold off on it. I think
Yeah.
they want to have the summer of Swerve. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think if you have him do it at Double or Nothing, that's gonna be like because Double or Nothing is really like
Unless they have that pay per view in April, like I said, Dynasty, they could always do that if that's happening.
yeah, yeah, true,
Um, to where like you don't have to wait till the end of May to do that.
yeah.
You just do it right away. If that's
'Cause-
actually happening, if Dynasty's happening in April, then okay, have Swerve lose and then do
yeah,
it. Have that one on one match in April. That
yeah.
I wouldn't mind. But it's just like I don't know. I just feel like it's now is the time to do it. Like
Because
it's when it's time though.
yeah. Because my thought with Double or Nothing is always that is their mania. That is where
Yeah,
the page turns, and we get a new slate of storylines. And
yeah,
I think that's where you got to end the story of Swerve chasing the belt. I think
okay,
it makes the most sense. Is it the perfect time? No, because I thought World's End he should have been in the title picture, or at least in a
hmm
title picture.
yeah,
So that's why I look at it as having to wait another 2 months. I'm cool with because I think it's gonna pay off even more. Because by the
yeah,
time Double or Nothing happens and he wins the belt, think about the landscape of what AEW is gonna look like at that time.
yeah. That is true. That is true.
You're gonna have so many people going after that belt, and Swerve's gonna be the top guy.
But you also got to think of too of that scramble match because if let's say if
Fuck
a
that scramble
heel,
match because it's gonna be
yeah, yeah,
Wardlow. It's gonna be
yeah, yeah,
Wardlow. He's gonna
yeah,
get a title match at a Dynamite. He's gonna lose, and then we're gonna get Swerve and Joe. Or
yeah,
maybe it's one of those that's like, all right, you got a title match anytime in the future or something like that,
yeah, like
and
a
you
Young
got to
Bucks
just
type of thing.
hold on to it. Because I saw the scramble, but is he even for anything?
Yeah, winner gets the AEW World Title shot.
Really?
Yeah, they announced it. That's the point of it. But yeah, so I'm saying like when whoever wins that like is next in line for whoever
Who's in
wins the
this
triple threat.
match? Who's
So
in this
far,
match? I
it's
gotta look this up.
so far it's Wardlow, Hobbs, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Hook, Chris Jericho, and then two qualifying matches before one's happening on Rampage, one's happening on Collision. Then whoever those matches are in the match, but
So
I
and then
think it's gonna
whoever
be
wins that gets a title shot.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So
I I guess.
I was gonna say definitely Wardlow's winning that match. I know I didn't have that match on here, but Wardlow's definitely winning it for sure.
Damn, I didn't even know that was for a title shot.
That should be a pre-show match, the 0 hour, whatever you
That
call
should
it.
really be not on the card at all. Just sit them all out. Just sit them.
That should be for Wednesday. The oh wait, I was gonna say the go home show, but it's already the go home show. But I would say leave it for Wednesday. Make that a great dynamite match. You know
Yeah.
the Wednesdays after the pay per view are always a great dynamite. So might as well just do it.
No, yeah,
but
definitely. It's just
that's a waste
that
of a
was
match.
that's such a random match to make. I didn't even know
Yeah,
it was for that though. I just saw
it was
All Star
supposed to
Scramble.
be it was supposed to be the Meat Madness match.
Yeah.
I think what I heard for that was supposed to be me. I think Miro and Keith Lee were supposed to be added to it, but
Oh,
both of them were injured.
cause the graphic I saw was just Wardlow,
Triple threat.
Archer, and Hobbs. Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
was
I was
supposed to be
like,
more
cool.
people in
That's
it.
dope as hell.
That would have been
Yeah.
fine just the way it was,
I'm gonna
too.
tell you right now,
Honestly.
I could do without this match. Thank
Yeah,
God
I
you
mean,
didn't bring it up.
yeah,
We're gonna act like that match doesn't even exist.
yeah,
Yeah,
true,
I
true.
still think they're gonna go that way. I would love for Swerve to win it.
Me too.
I'm a
I
big
wanted
fan of
Swerve.
Swerve. I would love for him to win it. I just don't know if they're gonna go with him right now, even though it does make the most sense.
I do think it should happen right now. That's just my opinion. I do think
I don't
it
know.
should be happening right now.
It should, but maybe
Maybe
they
we
have
shall
a
see.
long term plan that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But I'm gonna go. I'm
But
gonna go
yeah,
with Joe. I'm gonna go with
I want
Joe.
to go with Swerve. So yeah,
Watch them give it to
that was.
Hangman.
Oh God, no!
Oh,
Don't do
and then
that.
we're
You
gonna
a
get
digit.
Hangman and Swerve at Double or Nothing.
Who knows? They could be like a transitional champion. Who knows?
You never
We don't know
know.
that
Yeah.
exactly. Um, but yeah, that was pretty much the entire card for AEW Revolution
Whoop
happening this
whoop.
Sunday night, March 3rd. Um, we could wrap it up right there. Before I even wrap it up, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow
Yes,
us on all
sir.
platforms, every social media, including the audio streaming platform. Go buy some of our merch too. I haven't plugged that in a while.
Show some
TRFshop.com.
love, baby.
Exactly. Buy some of our merch. Uh, summer's coming, spring's coming, the weather's getting warmer. Buy yourself a t-shirt, tank top. Throw away your hoodies, not throw them away, but hide them somewhere. Buy yourself some new t-shirts. And then represent the Ring Fanatics. Yeah. Again, this is our Revolution, episode number 152 of the Ring Fanatics podcast. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co-host Joel. And we'll see y'all next time.
Catch you.
Thank you.